Hey, Anamamda. Really cool dream. Uh, I personally have been trying to lucid dream for many years, probably 3 years, and I have not successfully had what I consider an acceptable lucid dream. Um, but I do want to share some of my failed attempts. And the first two ones happened a while ago. Uh, right, really, like at the start of my interest in lucid dreaming. And the first one was, I had just woken up. I I go to the bathroom and I start washing my face, and I look up at the mirror and my hair is blue. And as you can see, my hair is brown. So it's not blue. So I'm like, oh, this is a dream. What can I do? And I'm looking at the water that's running from out of the faucet, and I say, turn blue. And I expect to go, as if it was like, as if I was the genie in Aladdin or something. I go, Kazam! and the water doesn't change. And so I say, gosh, I'm stupid. Why would I think this is a dream? And I continue. I woke up and for real, and I was mad at myself. The second one was probably a lot more scary, actually. Um, I find myself all of a sudden in, a military uniform, like a desert camouflage style uniform, and I'm sitting on this rock, in the thinker's pose like this, and I'm looking all around, and I see these, it's a beautiful like uh, courtyard surrounded by, arches and there's sand, very white sand, and the sky is, blue. But all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, I'm in the army, and I don't know, some Arab group is captured me, and they're about to decapitate me, and I'm trying to figure out what is happening. And I see my two friends. They're also in military uniform, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm not in the army. What the heck is going on? And I say, holy crap, I'm dreaming. And so I look at my two friends and I'm like, guys, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but this is actually a dream. We're in my dream. And they turn to each other, and they're like, oh, they give themselves each other the look. They're like, oh my gosh, he's cracking up, he's going crazy. So they try and calm me down. They're like, you know what, just try and find peace of mind, or I don't remember what they actually said to me, but they were trying to comfort me, and I was like convinced this was a dream. And I was like, no, guys, seriously, I can get us out of this. And I walk over to the wall, and I look at my fist, and I'm like, seriously, I can break through this wall. I'll get us three free. And I go and I punch with all my strength at the wall, and just my knuckles and just the hand gets torn up. It's stone wall, and I punch it, and I'm just like bleeding massively from my hand. I'm like in so much pain, and I'm like screaming because I was convinced it was a dream, and I just like punch again and again and again. My hand is getting destroyed, and I wake up, and so that was really disturbing. And And that was, probably like 3 years ago or something. Yeah, or more. I don't know. And just recently I had another step. Or I don't know, not step, just an almost lucidity moment. And I don't know how I realized I was in a dream. I was just like in a room or something. It was strange. But all of a sudden I realized I'm dreaming, and I said, okay, I'm gonna stick my hand through this wall, and I was at a doorway, in this doorway where I could have my two hands on each side of the wall, and I started pressing against the wall, and like I could feel like my hands just like just like materializing into the wall. And I was so excited I was doing this that I woke up, and that was actually like 3 weeks ago. So those have been my only attempts, and at least the third time I didn't fail, at actually trying to manipulate, because I was pretty bothered by the fact that I couldn't. I had concluded I wasn't in a dream because I couldn't do what I wanted. At least this time, I woke up because I was so excited. But yeah, anyways, about dreams in general, I remember my dreams really well. Actually, I'll remember more than one a day. On some days, and then other days I just won't remember anything. But I love dreaming, and it's incredible. I love remembering my dreams because they're the most incredible experiences. For example, the other day I had this dream that I was flipping through like an emotion book. It was this big, thick old book, and each page was an emotion, and it was like a beautiful pop-up book, but like it wouldn't just like pop up like like paper shapes and stuff. It would be like furry living things in each page, and say like I'd flip a page and it'd be love, and just like the most overwhelming feeling of love would overtake me, and I'd be like squirming, because it'd be so intense, and I'd be like touching like the buttons or whatever, like the knobs, or I don't know, like the fur and stuff, and just experimenting with it. And then I'd flip the page once I couldn't take it anymore, and I don't know, it'd be like excitement, and it'd be just like, again, overwhelming, and like I'd flip it, but it'd be despair, and it was just incredible despair, just overwhelming. I repeat myself, but that's what it was, and it was a beautiful dream, because I was just like, after enough pages, it wasn't like that it was beyond enjoying and not enjoying. It was just experiencing, and it was a cool dream. Alright, so I don't know. I thought your dream was really cool, especially the part where you met yourself. I don't know if I said that already, but that when you said, honey, I'm you, or whatever you said. I was just like, whoa. So that was very cool. Alright, I'll end this video now. See you later.